Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's October, and everyone's going crazy for pumpkin spice lattes as always. But in all seriousness, there's something else we need to talk about. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And I know what you might be thinking. Another awareness campaign, right? But this isn't just about, slapping a pink ribbon on things. This deep dive is about equipping you with the knowledge to really, take charge of your health and, maybe even advocate for others. And joining us on this deep dive is an expert who can really help us all understand just how important this really is.
Absolutely. And you see breast cancer, it's a global issue. It's actually the most common cancer among women worldwide. It's easy to hear statistics like that and just feel overwhelmed. But knowledge is power. And the more you understand about this disease, the better equipped you are to make informed decisions about your own health.
Right. Yeah, when you put it that way, it really hits home. So where do we even begin with this?
Well, let's start with the good news. Survival rates for breast cancer have been improving drastically. And, one of the biggest reasons for that, early detection. And we're talking about catching it early before it has a chance to spread, which significantly increases the chances of, successful treatment.
So early detection is key. And speaking of, taking action, I was reading that organizations like Susan G. Komen, a name you've probably heard before, they're doing some really amazing things. They're not just about spreading awareness during October. They're hosting events year-round. I even saw that they have their More Than Pink Walk coming up in West Palm Beach in January, and then their Race for the Cure in Orlando next March.
Yeah, and these events are more than just those, feel-good gatherings, They raise crucial funds for research, which is constantly evolving and leading to new breakthroughs in treatment, but they also provide direct support to patients navigating the complexities of this disease and, advocate for equal access to care, which is something that we'll unpack a bit later.
So it's about putting your money where your mouth is, literally, and getting involved. Now, when I was going through the source material for this deep dive, I have to admit, I was surprised by how much detail it went into about early detection. I mean, we all know mammograms are important, but there's actually a lot more to it than that, isn't there?
There is. While mammograms are a vital tool for early detection, breast self-exams are equally crucial. Knowing your own body, being familiar with what's normal for you, and noticing any changes early on is incredibly empowering.
So it's about being proactive and taking our health into our own hands. That makes a lot of sense.
Absolutely. And it's also about knowing when to bring in the professionals. Regular clinical breast exams, which your doctor should be doing as part of your, routine checkups, are another powerful tool in early detection. It's easy to skip those appointments when you're feeling fine, but they can truly be life-saving.
Yeah, it's easy to fall into that trap of thinking, oh, that won't happen to me. But the reality is this disease affects millions of people worldwide. And while age is definitely a factor, our sources highlighted that it's not the only one.
Right. You see, family history plays a much bigger role than many people realize. We're not just talking about your parents either. Mutations in genes like BRCA1 and BRCA2, while less common, can significantly increase your risk. Knowing your family history could literally save your life. Imagine this, right? You discover you have a family history of BRCA mutations and get tested early. That early detection could be the difference between catching a tumor early when it's treatable or letting it progress undetected. It's powerful stuff.
Wow, that really puts it into perspective. So it's not just about knowing your own body. It's about understanding your family's health history, too. That's eye-opening.
Yeah. And then, of course, there are the lifestyle factors. Now, I know this is where people tend to tune out because it sounds like the same old advice, but trust me, the way our sources break it down is pretty fascinating.
Okay, I'm intrigued. What kind of lifestyle factors are we talking about?
We're talking about things you encounter every single day. Alcohol consumption, smoking, even something as simple as lack of exercise.
Wait, exercise plays a role in breast cancer risk?
It can. Research shows that maintaining a healthy weight and staying active can actually lower your risk. It's incredible when you think about it. The choices we make every day, what we eat, how much we move, can have a real impact on our long-term health.
Wow, you're right. That really puts things into perspective. It's not just about genetics, it's about taking ownership of our health. But with all this talk about risk factors, it's reassuring to know there's some incredible progress happening in the research world right now.
Absolutely. There are some groundbreaking advancements that offer real hope for the future. For instance, targeted therapies are changing the game.
Targeted therapies. That sounds promising.
They really are. You see, unlike traditional chemotherapy, which can affect healthy cells as well, targeted therapies are designed to zero in on specific cancer cells, minimizing damage to the rest of your body. It's like using a high-precision tool instead of a sledgehammer.
That's incredible. It makes you realize just how far research has come.
It really is amazing. And then there's immunotherapy, which has been making incredible strides in recent years.
I've heard that term thrown around, but I'll be honest, I'm not entirely sure how it works.
Well, think of it this way. Immunotherapy is like giving your body's own immune system a superpower, you know? It helps your immune system recognize and attack cancer cells more effectively, essentially boosting your body's natural defenses.
So it's like training your body to fight cancer from the inside out.
Exactly. It's a completely different approach to treatment, and it's showing incredible promise. And then there's genomic testing, which is opening up a whole new world of personalized medicine.
Okay, genomic testing. That one sounds pretty high-tech.
It is, but it's also incredibly powerful. Essentially, it allows doctors to analyze your unique genetic makeup and the specific genetic mutations driving your cancer. This information helps them tailor treatment plans that are specifically designed for you. Imagine receiving treatment that's been chosen because it's the most effective for your unique situation. That's the potential of genomic testing.
Wow, that's amazing. It's like having a treatment plan that's been custom-made just for you. But with all these advancements, it makes you wonder, are there still challenges? I mean, we have these incredible treatments, but what about access?
That's a crucial point. And unfortunately, it's a major challenge. You see, in many parts of the world, especially lower-income countries, access to even basic health care is limited. This means that women may not have access to mammograms, healthcare professionals who can diagnose breast cancer early, or even basic treatment facilities.
That's heartbreaking. It's a stark reminder that while we celebrate these advancements, there are still so many people who are being left behind.
And it's not just about access to treatment. It's also about awareness. In many cultures, there's still a stigma surrounding breast cancer, which prevents women from seeking help or even talking about it.
It's almost like there's a whole other level of awareness that needs to happen, one that goes beyond the pink ribbons and addresses these systemic issues.
Absolutely. We need to be aware not just of the disease itself, but also of the social, economic, and cultural barriers that prevent people from getting the care they deserve.
This has been such an eye-opening conversation. We've gone from pink ribbons to global statistics to cutting-edge treatments and the stark realities of healthcare disparities. It's been eye-opening to say the least.
It has been a wide-ranging conversation, and I hope it's empowered you with the knowledge and inspiration to take action.
Me too. You know, if there's one thing I want our listeners to take away from this, it's that knowledge without action is incomplete. We can't just be aware of these issues. We have to be active participants in creating solutions.
I couldn't agree more. Every small step we take, every conversation we have, every dollar we donate can make a difference.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, here's my final thought for you. Think about one small action you can take today to make a difference in the fight against breast cancer. Whether it's scheduling a mammogram, donating to a reputable organization, or simply starting a conversation with a loved one about breast health, every action counts.
Remember, you're not alone in this fight. There's a whole community of people who are passionate about making a difference. Together, we can create a future where everyone has access to the care they deserve.
So we've been talking about, taking action. And it's clear that understanding the why behind these healthcare disparities is super important. But I'm curious to know, what actual steps we can take to really make a difference here.
Well, one of the most impactful things you can do is support organizations that are already on the ground working to address these disparities.
Do you have any examples? It'd be great to hear about some organizations that are, making a real difference.
Absolutely. There are some incredible organizations out there, like the National Breast Cancer Foundation. They have financial assistance programs to help cover the cost of screenings, treatment, and even, everyday expenses like transportation and childcare for those who just can't afford it.
Wow, that's incredible. Those practical support systems can really make a world of difference for someone who's already going through so much.
You're absolutely right. And then there's the Patient Advocate Foundation. They provide similar support and also work tirelessly to advocate for policies that improve healthcare access for everyone, regardless of, their background or income.
So it's a two-pronged approach, providing direct support to those in need and fighting for systemic change. That's powerful stuff.
It really is. And remember, you have a voice too. Contacting your elected officials, urging them to prioritize policies that make healthcare more affordable and accessible. That kind of grassroots advocacy can create real change.
It's about using our voices to amplify the needs of those who might not be heard otherwise. That's a responsibility we all share.
Exactly. And it's not just about contacting politicians, you can also start conversations within your own community, educate yourself and others about these issues, and support businesses and organizations that are committed to social responsibility.
It's about making conscious choices in all aspects of our lives, from who we vote for to where we spend our money. Those choices can have a ripple effect.
Precisely. It's about recognizing that we're all interconnected. The fight for equitable healthcare is not just about breast cancer. It's about creating a more just and compassionate society for everyone.
This deep dive has been an incredible journey. We've gone from the importance of early detection to the frontiers of medical research to tackling these systemic issues that affect us all. It's been eye-opening, to say the least.
It has been a wide-ranging conversation, that's for sure. And I hope it's empowered you with the knowledge and inspiration to take action.
Me too. If there's one thing I want our listeners to take away from this, it's that knowledge without action is incomplete. We can't just be aware of these issues. We have to be active participants in creating solutions.
I couldn't agree more. Every small step we take, every conversation we have, every dollar we donate can make a difference.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, here's my final thought for you. Think about one small action you can take today to make a difference in the fight against breast cancer. Whether it's scheduling a mammogram, donating to a reputable organization, or simply starting a conversation with a loved one about breast health. Every action counts.
Remember, you're not alone in this fight. There's a whole community of people who are passionate about making a difference. Together, we can create a future where everyone has access to the care they deserve.
That's a beautiful thought to end on. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. It's been an absolute pleasure picking your brain.
The pleasure was all mine. And to everyone listening, thank you for being a part of this important conversation.
And that's a wrap on another episode of The Deep Dive. Remember, knowledge is power, action is key, and together we can make a difference. Until next time, keep diving deep and stay curious.